Good afternoon, and welcome to the Modax Consulting presentation on Acumatica ERP. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Acumatica ERP software for an overview, trying to give you a feel for what it's like to use the software, basically navigate through it. We'll be taking a look at the process of creating a sales order, shipping it, and invoicing it, so you see that end-to-end transaction. We'll spend a bit of time looking at some of the manufacturing tools available in Acumatica. And finally, we'll take a look at some of the reporting tools and flexibility that gives you. Let's take a look at the software. So what we're looking at here is the Acumatica ERP software. It is built from the ground up to be a browser-based cloud offering designed for the web environment and includes role-based business management tools. We'll take a look at some of those in a moment. I happen to be running this in the Chrome browser. This works in any browser. This works on a tablet. It works on your phone. The Acumatica application is available both in the Google Play Store and in Apple. What you're seeing has no customizations or third-party products. This is the out-of-the-box software. So when you first start Acumatica, what you're looking at is a dashboard. This particular dashboard happens to be the customer view. It gives you an overview of activity for all customers. We have so many orders waiting shipment. We've got various trends. We can see some popular items down here. If I wanted to use this dashboard to say, just show me stuff for one customer, I can certainly do that. We'll recalculate. We see some numbers. We see some changes. We see this customer has different items that are their hot items. This particular dashboard is a great place to get started in Acumatica if you are working with customers, because you can pull it up and deal with whatever questions, especially if you're about to talk to that customer shortly. There's several other types of dashboards as well. For example, Production Manager lets you manage the production activities. You get to see what production orders are currently there, late, what kind of variations we're getting for over and under efficiencies, lots of things like that. It's giving you different people in your organization different dashboards optimized for the job so they can quickly see what they need to see. There's more focused dashboards. We got a shipping clerk dashboard, for example, that focuses very simple on what do I need to ship? End of story. And of course, there's other dashboards like accounts payable clerk. Now, these dashboards are not carved in stone. You can customize them. Very easy to do so. Hopping over to design here. Let's drag this over there. I could delete it if I wanted to. I could come down here and add a new one. And there's a whole variety of different types of widgets, various charts, data displays, things like that. These dashboards, of course, you can drill in to get more information. I could drill into overdue bills, as well as these charts. I could click there. If I come into overdue bills, I'll see a list of my bills. Now, I happen to pop in here for overdue bills. There's also another tab here for all records. Creating new tabs here, designing queries that display the information you need for your job. This is quite easy to do in Acumatica. No programming required or anything like that. So if I start with all records, I can add a new filter. And let's say I just want to look at the big dollar items. I want to look at stuff where the amount due is greater than, I don't know, let's say 30,000. And let's save that as over 30K. And there we go. Boom, I've added a new tab there. There's our bills over 30,000. Very quick and easy to customize either the dashboards or displays like this to be as useful as possible for you. So in addition to the various dashboards and screens that are built in, there's a number of workspaces here that offer quick access to the menus. For example, sales orders. You may have noticed there's a star there. That's one of my favorite ones. So you can hop very quickly to the things that you want. I can make a new sales order, a couple of big easy buttons. If that's what you need to do, just hop in and do that. Excuse me. Let's create a sales order. So you get to see what this process looks like. We'll actually create the sales order, we'll ship it, we'll invoice it. So you get to see the full process here. I'm going to start by just picking a customer, hopping down to the lines tab here. And there's several ways to add lines. I'm just going to start just by picking a line here, and I want the Acer laptop. There we go. That's our item. And we want one of them, which is going to cost $500. Oh, no, sorry, I did that wrong. We want 3 of them. Oh, we now get a discount in effect. So that certainly works quite well for adding lines. There's other ways to do it too. I'm just going to delete this line so we get back to a clean start. We can, for example, add from our list of stock items. This is showing all the items that are available in stock and shows you on-hand quantities. So you've got quick access to the information. Can we ship it today for a rush order? You also can look at the customer's sales history. Sold since. And let's hop back a couple of years. We got several things here. But this is what this particular customer has bought. We can see the various items they have bought, the last time they bought it, the price, the quantity, and so on. If I wanted to add one here, boom, we want to buy one of these. Done, we've added it there. It's a very useful way to sort of see their history, remind them of possibly an item they have bought in the past but not bought recently, so you have an opportunity to get some more sales there. So we've created this sales order. We need to send an order confirmation email to the customer. Quick and easy to do in Acumatica. Click that button, off we go. It's doing the email right now. This activities button right there has changed. It now has a 1 after it. We've got a history of 1 activity we've done on this sales order. And I can see that this 1 activity is this particular this email that has gone out. And there's an attached file. This is the PDF that we sent to the customer. So easy to see the outro. You'll see this list of activities and event histories all through Acumatica. So you've seen quickly how to create a sales order. There's various other methods for doing that. If you have e-commerce requirements, you can import from spreadsheets and so on. But let's actually move on and ship it. So we're going to create the shipment. Shipment opens up. It's got the details of what we need to ship. We can, for example, print a picking list. So if you need somebody to run around the warehouse to various locations, notice this picking list includes barcodes. Acumatica supports a handheld interface that can be used for things like picking and for production, for example. We'll see later as well. Assuming everything's been picked is good. Acumatica supports various other tools. For example, based on the item and the size and the quantity, we're recommending a box of a certain size. There's other shipping settings, including rate shopping for FedEx, UPS, and other sort of major carriers. So let's just go ahead and confirm this shipment. And then we will prepare the invoice. We could email the invoice to the customer, exactly as the same thing we did for the confirmation, or let's just go ahead and do a quick release there. This invoice is off to the customer, waiting for payment. Everything looks good. So that's the basic sales order process. We looked at the sales orders, shipment and invoicing. There's many other tools here. So I've just hopped back into the sales order screen just to talk about it here. If you have a large number of small volume orders of small spare parts, counter sales, that sort of stuff, there's a quick process that will do that entire shipping and invoicing process in 1 click. So that's very useful. And if you have larger sales orders that are more complex, we can, for example, import so that the spreadsheets and stuff can be brought in quite easily. One moment while I go select a spreadsheet. Oops, actually choose a spreadsheet would help. Oh, my apologies. I did not prepare that spreadsheet. Sorry about that. So let's move on and take a look at the manufacturing side of Acumatica. we have new production orders. So I'm going to create one manually just so you get a chance to see the process. I'm not going to dig into the details of MRP and various make to stock, make to order, configured order, or engineered order, all manufacturing options that Acumatica does support. We're going to make a specific item here, and let's make 5 of them. So this will pull in the standard bill of materials that exists for this item. If I hop in and take a look at the production detail, we can see how we are planning to make this specific item. In this case, this area of the screen here, this is our operations or our routing steps, and we have down here our materials. And you can see that in our cutting operation, we've got 2 materials. If I come down to forming, we've got 2 different materials here, some screws and so on. And our inspection step has no additional materials required there. So that kind of supports that multiple level structure so that you can match your manufacturing process. There is, for example, a production ticket report that can be used to tell operators on the floor what to do, various instructions on what needs to be made, what items need to be used. There's optional operator instructions, steps, and stuff like that that can be done as well. Just to mention, there's our barcode. So if you are using the handheld interface on a phone or tablet, people can report production activity through that interface as well. So as we do transactions against this production order, there will be an event history of what we have done, and we will be tracking total costs. In this case, we have some planned costs, and our actuals are currently 0. So I'm going to create a move, which is a record of the movement of a material from the production order into inventory. In this case, I'm taking some shortcuts because this is a quick overview. I am going to report activity against the last step, which will automatically finish the previous steps. And I didn't show this detail, but because we have set up our materials to backflush, this will automatically retrieve inventory of our raw materials. So in this case, I'm jumping ahead in order to do a nice short demo, but this is certainly something that could be done by multiple people in multiple steps if that's more appropriate for your business. There we go. And let's just refresh the screen quickly. So in this case, we can see a much longer event history, certain materials and so on. And we can see various totals here. We have expected costs and actual costs and a variance, of course. So simple example, but there's sort of the key production process in Acumatica. We've taken a look at sales, shipments, and invoicing. There is your manufacturing production process. Let's take a look at something a bit different just to wrap up this overview. Reporting. We've put a bunch of data in. We've done some transactions. Let's take a look at some specific things. And I'm going to hop in and pick one of the bigger finance reports just so we've got some good stuff to talk about. This is our profit and loss. It's a rolling 12-month report. Acumatica does real-time financial updates. So this data here includes the transactions that we just posted. This may be a bit small to see on the screen, but these numbers are blue and you can drill in, get more details of them, so you can see what's behind those specific numbers at any time. So this happens to be total for this demonstration company we've got in. If I go in and turn on the grouping, I can see that we have a grouping, and I can come in here and drill into more detail. But I can say, yeah, retail branch did this, wholesale branch did this, back up to our consolidated report. Now this grouping and the calculations behind it is not something that requires a programmer to change. You can do this yourself very quickly. So I'm going to come in here and edit this report. There is a huge number of things you can modify on the reports all by yourself. No development required. Let's, instead of taking a look at the branches breakdown, our retail versus wholesale, let's take a look at our product line breakdown. And let's preview that quickly. Back to our grouping again. So now our grouping here, instead of showing the retail versus wholesale, shows our different product lines. There's consumer goods, electronics, food, and so on. You can see the report automatically changing. Very quick and easy to do. So we happen to be doing this for a complex report, but this kind of stuff can be done to any reports, and as you saw at the beginning, to dashboards and screens and stuff like that. So we've taken a quick look at an overview of Acumatica, just trying to give you a feel for sort of what the software looks like to run, what some basic transactions look like when you're doing them, and just a very quick glance at one of the reports and the flexibility of that report. If you have any more questions about Acumatica, we'd be happy to assist. Please reach out to Modax Consulting. Contact information is on the screen, and we'd be happy to help you with anything else. Thanks for your time.